Previously on Dragon Ball D&D BZ JoJo Bizarre Hjalmar's Adventure and friends. Except no friends today.
Yeah, no friends.
After
What
the
are friends?
battle at the top of the tower, Hjalmar, you went down to the surface level for a bit, but then you started getting this feeling, these... Oh, hold on. Yeah, yeah, okay. You started getting these feelings like you're echoing, Ellis. Okay. Um, you start getting these feelings from your hammer, Galmaraz. Surveying the field, you can see multiple dead soldiers. The battle has kind of died down for a bit. When you return to camp, you receive word from your men that Vice, Pollux, Vlad, Renee, and Siam, they've all vanished. It seems they went the opposite direction from the forest to the hills to the east. It seems there's maybe a path or some kind of way around that they've decided to try, and they departed while you were in the forest in the tower. Your hammer gives you these urges like visions. Every time you close your eyes, you see in the far distance to the north a huge mountain surrounded by nothing but white wasteland. Black skies fill the Black clouds fill the skies over the mountain, and huge bolts of light stream every few seconds, creating this lightning show. Eventually, you're overcome. You can't think of anything else besides this mountain, and so, following your urges, you turn north and begin bounding. You move very quickly, leaving behind the forests and the valleys for open hills and crags, until eventually you leave all that behind. You run for what might be a day or two through the northern wastes. After a while, after you have lost track of time, in the far distance you see it, the mountain, the lightning clouds. On the east side of the mountain, as it stands by itself near the base, you see a small, thin trail of black smoke rising up from behind a crag. Also, as you're moving, from behind you, although they've been unable to keep up, there seems to be some kind of... You're not sure if they're monsters or demons, but they look like fins, like a shark's fins. A few of them have been trailing behind you, about 100 feet at most back from behind you, and they kind of just follow behind you, streaking through the snow on your heels. You can easily stay in front of them, though, if you choose to.
Yeah, I'll keep ahead, but I'll keep my senses open to at least their presence.
As you choose to stay ahead of them, the closer you get to the mountain, eventually they break off and leave you
Actually,
be.
quick question. Oh, never mind. If they break off, then never mind. It's irrelevant.
It seems like they want to stay away from the mountain.
Okay.
You approach near the base, and you can see no obvious means of entry or any kind of structure. The only sign you have is a thin streak of smoke coming from the right of you. To the left, you can see nothing but sheer cliff walls, and in front of you, the mountain is huge. It towers up until it's a sheer point, and you can see it's kind of strange at the top. It seems to have been maybe filed down, or the weather has filed it down to be more of a circular platform near the top of the mountain. What would you
Um,
like to do, Yoma?
Well, the smoke is the obvious choice first for examination. So now that I'm at the base of the mountain and the sharks kind of like fucked off a little bit, are they like out there like still
Yeah, they would
roaming
have.
the area?
You're
Like,
not sure where they came from. They started following you maybe like a couple hours before you got here, and they just seem to kind of coast around in the outskirts of the mountain, never getting too close.
think I'm just gonna go towards the smoke then. Keeping my guard up without looking like I'm walking around ready for a fight, you know. Just Hjalmar is
It's hard to
strong
do
now.
that with the Almar.
He's aware. He's aware. No, I want this to be a new transition for Hjalmar. No more of the lumbering oaf Hjalmar.
You
He's
can't
had a
just.
few.
Okay,
He's had a
I
few
hear you, but you can't
transitions.
just change perceptions that easily. You know, like the party's
No,
still gonna treat you that way.
no, they're gonna still treat Hjalmar this way, but this is his new attitude. I mean, he
Yeah.
literally just got told, not even a day prior or a day or two prior, that even though what he thought he was doing was noble, it literally is irrelevant, and he realizes that now.
Yeah, but who told you that?
Well, I mean, still, Bernard has tricks, but Hjalmar has traveled with Bernard long enough
At
to
no
know
point have I ever
there are.
said that if you chose to, try to save the planet, that it would never work out. That
No,
wasn't what I was trying to say or imply.
no, Hjalmar is starting to recognize that maybe these people aren't the ones worth saving yet.
that's that's such a bullshit. Like
It's a hard way to describe from because I want Hjalmar to
I
be
do
a folk
understand you.
hero.
It's just such a funny way to say it. It's like I've got to protect these people, the little people. Don't these people deserve to have a right? And then it's like a couple sessions later, it's like, you know what? Fuck these guys. What about? It's actually the people from Shadowrun that matter, not this world.
Well,
It's just such a
Hjalmar's
weird
starting
way of
to
thinking about it.
remember how he told the other guy, "You got to start taking power." These people don't take power; they are cattle. The
it
people of this world, as far as Hjalmar has walked across this world, they can be swayed easily by displays of bright light and gold.
so let me ask you: when he gets the Shadowrun and finds out that the people there are 100 times worse, what is he gonna do?
That no, trust me, don't worry. Like
I'm saying that
I was never
you're
thinking about
you
bringing
have
Hjalmar to
never been a
Shadowrun.
folk hero ever. You have
No,
never
no.
been a folk hero.
And
You're a
in
folk
Hjalmar's mind, he
traitor.
has.
You're a
And no,
folk
and
killer.
he's more like the Beowulf folk hero, whereas like he's the lumbering brute who thinks he's the hero, so he can do what he wanted to do, and now he's just like,
Yeah,
fuck.
Yalmar's not a good person. There's
No,
no
and he's starting to come term. That's why
yeah.
this is
There's
your new
no.
transition.
You're not good. You're
No,
neutral at best.
yeah,
I would say yeah. I
no,
would say you're neutral because you really don't just care about yourself.
no. Hjalmar's been a glory seeker, and that's why I say he's like a Beowulf type. He's a glory seeker. He's for the people if the people are cheering for him.
It's a very
It's man. I
it's
didn't
a
even
very
mean for
Warhammery folk hero.
Yeah, he really is. I didn't even mean for. Remember, originally I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna make a barbarian. He's just a fucking beast hunter. He's a
Yeah.
demon slayer. No, look at look at fucking Hjalmar now.
One sec.
Fucking roller coaster.
All right. Yalmar, as you move around the side of the mountain towards the crags, you have to kind of, even with your energy, the biting cold is just kind of too much. You can't imagine moving through this as a normal person. As you move around the side of the mountain, you see in a bit of a bit of a cave, not very deep. It's a very shallow cave. more of an outcropping. Underneath it, you can see someone has put up this very disorganized, very decrepit looking shack made out of stone and various debris. It's very run down, it's very nasty, but you can see up from a tiny little chimney at the top is smoke pouring out of it.
I'll walk with into about. Is there like an entrance or an opening that I can
Yeah,
see?
there's a little front door. You sense the presence of one small power level inside.
Um, yeah, I'll stand about 30 feet away from the door outside, and I'm gonna stomp the ground to give it just a nice little tremble in the area.
Uh,
And
Make a strength check.
Liver of the dice, don't fail me.
Failing. Come on, failing. Do it. Yeah. Okay. Hjalmar, you stomp the ground. You get a few. You get a few tree trunks, vibrating. A couple of rocks loose. A bit like a little bit of the roof of the hut falls off into the snow. But you don't get any kind of reply or anything from the hut. Nothing happens.
Standing out there, I can see smoke coming from the stack. Are you friend or foe?
I'm gonna say you don't get any response.
Hmm. All right. Yeah, Yalmar's just gonna walk up to the door and attempt to open it.
Sitting in a wooden chair, his hands are wrapped in old cloth. He's wearing a ragged tunic bound with furs that you don't recognize. He's an old man, decrepit, maybe 70 or 80. He seems to be alone, hunched over in his chair with an old beard, a bald head, and his eyes are closed. In fact, when you look, you think his eyes might be sewn shut. His hands grip around the sides of his chair, and he sits staring at nothing. When you open the door, he glances up and there's a pause, and he seems to sense the air, feel the presence, and he says, Worth, are you here?
Who might you be, old man?
You. Who are you? I don't remember.
Hmm.
Are you
I-
one of Worth's children?
No. I am a product of power and rage, the son of despair. Golden Herald of the Golden Storm Lord. What is this mountain, and who are you? You aid me in my quest, or are you here merely to hinder me?
He he looks around the room and he says, If you speak truly, what is your name?
Hmm. My chosen name is Hjalmar. I do not know the name my people gave to me before I came to these lands.
That's not true. Power told you during the fight during Lothor.
Did he?
hmm I had a hard time
Wait.
thinking about what it would be, but I eventually decided on fight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm looking at the new character sheet I had. I had made a revamped character sheet. Let me look at the old. Yeah, it might be on there. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, I gotta transfer that. All right. Well, in that case, my chosen name is Hjalmar, but Power said my name was Fight.
I see. So it is true. You are one of Wes' kin. Then the time has come.
Worth. I have not yet heard this name.
Worth is the master of this mountain. It is he who sailed far from the west, like many of his kin. And like many of his kin, he met his similar fate here. All who leave their stray, or all who stray from their chosen path, eventually fall. Such is the way of the gods and of fate. This mountain, this was the dragon moot. In a far time, in a distant place. The greatest event of all time took place on this peak, the ramifications of which have changed the nature of an infinite amount of worlds.
While the old man is telling Hjalmar this, he's gonna um, shift my perception or my senses towards feeling I don't know, his type of energy source or that type of related ones towards the mountain. He knows the orientation of the mountain even being inside the hut because he
Yeah,
was just
Hjalmar,
outside.
there's something very powerful swirling around in the mountain. You do get the sense you've seen multiple of your own people by now. Rage, power. Uh, there was the there was the one in the temple,
That I got the shockwave punch from. Yeah.
right? You feel that kind of same overwhelming energy. It seems to be. Hmm, think it's like an empty vessel. At one point, if that vessel had been full, it would have eclipsed you 100 times. But now it's
Okay.
more like an empty glass.
Been diminished. All right.
The
Yeah.
storm overhead constantly thunders, and the outside window lights up repeatedly. And every time you can just feel that there's some kind of tempest going on at the surface, or the peak of the mountain, I should say.
After feeling this and then returning my attention back to the old man, um, when he's finished telling me the story or what he was telling me about Worth, uh, Yalmar's I'm gonna say, um, what what exactly was the downfall of this Worth?
Worth came here, as all of your kind do, drawn by the fragments of power left over from your god. It is a calling that they, nor you, could ever resist in full. Though they sit on their islands playing as demigods, they know that they too serve a purpose, even as they might reject such purpose. It will always be enacted in the end. This mountain stands as proof that all things once connected are never truly severed.
realize this more and more each day.
You would be surprised of all the small coincidences you find yourself in, of all the great shifts of nature and the world of politics and men and beasts. You would be surprised at how much of it is truly connected, at how much of it truly has a purpose. One came here to seek his worth. I believe he found his answer, and it left him. Thunder rings outside, and the shack is quiet.
I see. Do you offer any more aid?
He looks at you. The sealed shut eyes blindly. 8? No. All I have is the history of this one place. Such is all the aid that I could ever give.
Be prepared to write the end of that history today. And Hjalmar's gonna leave the hut, and then
The end has already occurred. You know it not.
yeah, Hjalmar's gonna look for a good spot to begin his climb up the mountain.
Alright. Hjalmar, go ahead and make a survival and an athletics check.
I have the athlete feat with Hjalmar, so does that give me?
Yeah, the advantage.
Yep. Shit, that's right. I should be rolling, regardless of whether I'm raging or not. Athletic checks are all an advantage for me. I'm an athlete. All right, so survival and athletics first. 9. Oh my gosh, 15. Really? That's the best. Fucking survival. Lols. My rolls are greatest.
Yeah. Alright.
Mediocre Hjalmar back at it again.
Hjalmar, you begin scaling up the side of the mountain. You spot no obvious entrances for a good ways up. And as you climb, eventually lightning and thunder begins arcing and striking down at you. You rolled okay, but you're gonna be taking.
I do have resistance to lightning.
Yes, you do. So you're gonna take half of 29.
Alright.
So you're gonna take 14 points of damage as you scale the mountain. Repeatedly, bolts of lightning strike you. A normal man would have been burned to death already by now.
I don't even let it show that it's deterring me from the path at all. I accept the strikes, and in a way, it seems like Hjalmar is feeding. And I will continue the ascent.
Eventually, Hjalmar, as you climb, you find yourself at the mouth of a small cave on this high up in the mountainside. It seems that stone torches have been built here, although the flames have long gone out. And as you look inside, all you see is the deep darkness. However, with your superhuman senses, you feel that this may be a path into where you were feeling the diminished power. And above you, almost overwhelmingly, you can feel at the peak some kind of energy sustains itself.
How high up is the peak from my current position? Like how much?
You're about up? I don't know. You're about. I'd say you're about 40% of the way up.
Okay. All right. My inventory. I still have that fucking. Remember that lantern that I took off when I sumo wrestled that fucking beast in the warp? I took his lantern.
No, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I still have that, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on.
All right.
Just turn it on real quick. Like you said, it's just like a magic lantern that turns on and off at will, right?
Yeah.
I can't even remember. That's how I have it written down. But, yeah, I'll carry that ahead of me in one hand, and then I won't even have a weapon in another hand yet. I'll just have the lantern out in front of me.
Hjalmar, you push into the cave and you follow it for a good ways. It's straight and seems to be smoothed out. Inside, you find a chamber. It's circular, and you see a path to your left and to your right, and in front of you stands a door. It's a huge stone door that drops down from the ceiling, and as you look at it, you can see there's a single blue triangular gem. It glows in the darkness in front of you, and it just seems to be sitting there on the side of the stone door. To your left and right, to your right, you get the sense of movement, some kind of maybe beast or demon, you're not sure. And to your left, uh, you don't really feel too much of anything.
Hmm. If I know a beast is in one room already, I'm gonna go towards the one where I don't really feel much of anything. Still walking cautiously, with the lantern in front of me. And now that I know that there's a potential beast in another room, I will have Galmaraz in my other hand. And yeah, I'll step cautiously into the room where I didn't really feel anything, just giving it a look see.
You find yourself in front of a staircase, Yalmar. The
Hmm.
staircase seems to be. Hmm. Oh, okay. Yalmar, it's a chain link fence in front of you. In the stone, seem to be made into. God, I don't know how to describe this in D&D terms. It's a modern day chain link fence door stuck between two stone pillars. And as you look, the stairs seem to be made of some kind of thin metal with holes through it, and it kind of circles up in a way you've never seen stairs like this before. I'm not sure you've even seen a chain link fence before.
Def- this is completely foreign. This is dwarven make to Yalmar's mind.
Yeah, it makes no sense why this would be here, but it is, and it seems to arc and snake all the way up past where you can see towards the top of the mountain.
One way examined. So might as well get this out of the way. I'll go ahead and just step back out into the main room and start walking towards the door where I felt the beast. And I'll go ahead and put the lantern away at this point.
All right.
And I will be two-handing. Well, it's versatile, so back and forth.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking something.
Hmm.
All right, Yomar. As you follow the stone path in the opposite direction, you again pass through the stone door with the blue gem. Make an Arcana roll. Okay. Yomar, you pass the door and instead head towards the other way.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
not really. I've noticed the gem in the door, but right now I gotta focus on this thing.
okay. If you know it, then you know it.
No. I noticed it, but I'm just excuse for the poor roll. I'm just not paying attention.
I'm bad. I'm bad. You know it.
Yeah, my rolls are great. They're great. I'm gonna die. Will this mountain claim Hjalmar?
So this is going to be a completely unique fight that's never been done before in any medium ever. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, Hjalmar. Actually, let me.
5.
Hjalmar, you come in through this direction here. You eventually find yourself looking down. About 30 feet below you is this huge chasm. A little, a little blue stream of strange water kind of flows through, just a little creek or somewhat, and it waterfalls off the edge of this black pit over here. Yelmar's sitting down below the muck in a little uh, in a pile of muck and stone and rubble. You see something shiny, blue, glinting next to a pillar at the far end.
5, 10. Are these 5-foot squares?
Um, this is a huge chamber. I'm gonna say it's 10.
Okay. Okay. Shit. I can only chuck that hammer 30 feet. I was gonna use the hammer smartly. Um. Yeah, hold on a second. Give me a moment to think about this situation, because I smell tricks.
Oh, do you?
I do. Ah,
You know I only draw maps
warp,
and I don't intend to do things.
warp fuckery is at play here. Um, are these pillars completely connected to the ceiling?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You know what? Fuck it. Water is my element, so yeah. Yalmar's gonna. I'm assuming this is like a ledge, right?
Yep. It's not deep enough to swim in though. It's up to your like the top of your ankles at best.
Oh, okay, okay. A little shit creek. All right, yeah. So yeah, I'll go ahead and hop down and make my way cautiously till I am about within 30 feet. Actually, I want to be within 30 feet,
All right.
and
I
I'm
don't think
going
you
to.
can be surprised or anything. So,
It's the danger sense is. Hold on, let me read that because that was a fucking tricky
or what an
fucking.
advantage.
Um, hold on, where is it? Danger sense advantage on dexterity saves against scene effects, not blinded. While it means while not being blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
All right. So, all right. Go ahead and make a perception check with advantage.
Oh wait. Oh, feral instinct advantage on initiative. I can enter a rage and act normally on the first turn. When surprised. Okay, yep. So pretty much surprised doesn't look at me. So what was that? Initiative.
No, perception with advantage. All
Wow. Wow.
right. Well,
I've not rolled above a 15 yet tonight.
that's okay. Yelmar, as you move cautiously towards the glint on the floor, eventually a huge, monstrous hand reaches up from the black pit. It slams onto the ground before another one raises up, and eventually a massive. Let me. A massive, horrible monster appears before you, Yalmar. Look in the Discord.
Oh, lovely. That looks super fun.
The gaping maw of the monstrous being It seems to have black skin, but it's so deformed, and you can see bits of golden scales seem to be protruding at strange intervals. This thing is tainted and corrupt. It's like a mix between the power of the Chaos Gods and what you would feel from Zambezi, that dragon you saw in Talapine. It's huge and horrific, and it lets out a massive roar, Hjalmar, as we go into initiative.
Yalmar's just gonna stare at this thing as it fucking surfaces 13. And you are an abomination.
It's just this huge saliva acid just scream into the cavern. The pillars shake.
I got a 13 for initiative.
They got a 12.
Whew, whew, whew. Excited noises.
I finally get to go first.
I know.
All right, Hjalmar, you're up.
Um, yeah, so bonus action entering a word. And I have 50 feet of movement. 10, 20. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to remain 30 feet away from it. But bonus action raged, and then I am going to throw the hammer at it. And does that just count as like a
It's a
be thrown and recalled like force hammer much bigger? Is that just my melee attack? But I'm
yeah.
making
It's just it's like a normal attack.
okay. I'm just have the advantage of 30 feet with. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
awesome. That is fucking superior. Don't fail me now. Don't fail me now. All right, yeah, 2 tosses.
That'll both hit.
33 damage. Does it seem like Yalmar's new favorite effect of the demon? The
Demon
demons?
Scourge. It might have worked, but this thing, Hjalmar, as you try to study it, it's not quite chaos. It might have been a normal creature at one point,
But it's
but
become tame.
it's maybe something about this place or the surrounding area has turned it into this corrupt monster, this abomination that shouldn't exist.
All right. Okay. I only moved 20 feet. I will move my other 30 feet. Yeah, this way. I'm gonna stand not directly right here in between the pillar and wall, but I'm going to be like over here in this nice little narrow space, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So I have some options and move with directions to dodge and all that.
All right. On its turn, it's gonna charge forward at you. This huge being is going to take its 3 attacks with you. So it's gonna
Instant transmission.
24, 18. Does 18 hit?
Does 18? Good question. Does yes. My AC is 18.
Okay. So you're gonna take half of 17 plus half of. Alright, so you're gonna take 17 points of damage total, Yelma. As this thing comes by, you try to put yourself in a corner beneath a pillar, but this huge gaping dragon comes around the pillar, slams down at you. You get pushed up against the wall by its claws. As it swings its tail against you, bashing into you, it rips off this pillar, kind of sending this pillar half, kind of like that, half off the side of the thing, so that's balancing precariously off the side of the edge, as you can see
Oh.
there.
After that, after it does that, Hjalmar's just gonna look at it with a fucking angry rage grimace. You ruined my plan. Because I was about to use that pillar.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, that's okay. I have what is that? 5 more? I have 5 more in the room. That's okay.
All right, it's your turn.
Um um hold on a second. Yeah, you know what? Hjalmar is pissed about the fact that it had the gall to ruin Hjalmar's fucking plan of environment destruction while killing a boss. So he's going to yell Final Flash just directly point blank and upwards into this fucking dragon thing. Ah,
Okay.
eh. I'm not used to this new sheet. My shit's so fucking spread out. No, no, no. Yeah, fuck it. No, I think I only got one of those. So yeah, it's just 29 damage. And as a bonus action, I will. Yeah, I gotta get my AC up. So I will spend a key to do a reckless flurry of blows on this fucking thing. Fuck.
You can't do that unless you're making attack rolls. Final Flash isn't an attack roll; it's an ability.
Oh shit. All right, so I'll just do one unarmed strike then, as a bonus action.
Nah, dude, that's not how Monk works.
I can't.
No, you make bonus attacks if you use your attack roll that turn.
Oh, okay, yeah. Martial arts with attack action, variable blows after attack action. All right. Yeah, I'll just use my other bonus action of. Oh wait. Oh wait. Ha. I will because it is a bonus action. I will use. I will queue up staggering smite. Yeah. The next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your weapon pierces both body and mind.
Staggering Smite's a bonus action.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, casting time on bonus action. Okay.
Until the end of its next turn.
All right, cool. This thing charges forward, knocking over the pillars, hanging precariously off the side now. It slams up you against the wall, and you, in a fury, you open your mouth and send a beam of Final Flash running up its mouth. You kind of like blow off some of the teeth in its gaping maw. Enraged, it lets out a scream, and it's going to attack you twice. Okay. Oh. Wow. Look at that.
Fuck you, Zinch.
Make your shirt roll.
I don't want. Yeah, no, almost.
Yeah, so you're good. Hjalmar, you take 7 points of damage as it slams you, and then make a grapple check.
17.
A grapple check?
Yeah, athletics.
Oh. You got a 17. This thing has a +4. Alright.
Yeah,
Hjalmar.
we have equivalent strength then.
Yeah, this thing, he rolled in that 15 though, so you lose this one. Hjalmar. It's got one of its huge claws kind of pressing you against the
You
stone
kind of like
wall.
zoomed out for a minute there. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It has one of its huge claws pressing you up against the stone wall. And then suddenly you feel yourself being jerked back and off the um, off the ground for a moment. And then it pulls back its huge body and actually chucks you. Make another grapple check.
Oh, oh, I could have had in that one. 19.
Hjalmar, you go skidding along the ground, and just as your entire body goes off the edge to the black pit, you shoot out a hand, and with your fingertips digging it into the stone, you manage to keep yourself from falling into the abyss. It's your turn.
All right. Yeah, I will pull myself back up and 10, 20, 30. Yeah, he's only 30 feet away. So, um, because I have athlete, that getting up from any like climbing, anything like that, only takes 5 feet of movement for me. So, that still leaves me at 45 feet. Is that still cool?
Say that one more time.
So, athlete makes it so that climbing, yeah, standing up from prone only uses 5 feet of movement. Climbing doesn't cost me extra movement.
You have
I can
plenty of
make.
movement to do whatever you need to
Okay.
do.
All right. Yeah, I was just making sure. I didn't know if like climbing up from the edge would.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to just sprint and with Galmaraz recklessly two hits coming in.
Both hit.
Okay. 16 for the second hit. And,
That misses. 16 misses.
all right. I got one though, and that hit matters. Because it comes with the fucking psychic mind rape.
Oh yeah, you have staggering smite queued up.
Yes. So, oh,
Oh,
nice,
oh my
nice,
god.
nice. All right, 46, 5. Nice. So 37 damage on there. Two sixes in there as well. Now the numbers are starting to pump up. The numbers are starting to pump up. And now, as a bonus action, I will burn a key point and
Yes.
use a reckless flurry of blows to this fucker. 20, 19.
Both hit.
Kick a pow. 19 damage, and then my AC goes up to 21. Or 20, I mean. Raises by 2.
Yeah, Yalmar, you climb up from the edge and you charge at this thing with reckless or with staggering smite queued up. You walk up to this thing's body. It tries to crush you under its weight. You swing the hammer up, and with the force of it, just send it reeling back up on two legs. It takes a few steps back. You can see where you've dented and crushed where you hit it. Make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Is this an effect I can see?
Yes.
18.
All right. You barely managed to pass, so you're going to take half of 52. You're going to take 26 points of acid damage. As it reels back, you hear this gurgling sound in the back of the throat, and instinctively you manage to duck back. A huge, just a waterfall of poison acid is bubbling out of this thing's mouth, spewing everywhere. You barely manage to get out of the way as it leaves just this little mini river of acid flowing down into the black pit behind you. With that, it's going to move around to here, and that'll be his turn.
Um, okay, that works for me. Yeah, using his movement, Hjalmar's gonna follow around, but run to this side, and standing back, I'm gonna fucking queue up a fucking shockwave punch. So I'll spend another key to fucking shockwave punch, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's just. So I'm gonna do it recklessly. Ooh, good thing I fucking declared
My
that.
God.
Good thing I am. Good thing I fucking declared that.
Ah,
Oh, still, I ate it on the damage.
reckless these nuts.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, yeah, I'm gonna run in. I gotta maintain my high AC, so, uh, yeah, I'm gonna shoot that fucking shockwave punch at it, and then following the actual shockwave, as soon as the shockwave splashes, I'm going to come in with just a reckless unarmed strike. It'll just be a fucking kick if it hits. 22, nice.
All right. Make
For 12
another
more
strength check.
damage. Alright. And this one's at advantage. No, rage. The rage shit just goes to damage, I think. I can't add that to my strength for.
Should be your strength and your proficiency.
Yeah, it is. Alright. Fuck
Christ,
yes!
fuck off.
Fuck
Okay.
yes! No, I'm just starting to fuck on. I don't want to fuck off yet.
Hjalmar, you move to the side of this thing, and as it's turning towards you, you punch up. It's like a left hook with a shockwave punch, and the force of it pushes the thing back. It kind of collapses, falling backwards onto the pillar. You move forward and you bash it a few times. It's not looking too hot now. How much damage you do to it?
The shockwave punch was 17. Oh, wait, yeah, shockwave punch was 17. And then uh, the kick was, or the punch was 12, so
Okay.
brain dump right now. Fucking 28, or 29.
Yep. Alright, Hjalmar. This thing now, if it. Shit. God damn it. I literally did not hit a fucking thing and they decided to back me out of this game.
Oh, DM left, I won.
Yeah, good. It's going to.
That 22.
18
No,
misses,
the
right?
18 and 7th. Yeah, because my AC is 20.
Oh, your AC is
Right
20?
Yeah, that's the thing with Kenzie. As long as I can manage to get off at least one unarmed strike, my AC goes up by 2. And I have to do it if I want to keep my AC up, I have to at least one unarmed strike per turn type
Alright.
deal. Yeah, Kenzie's kind of, I don't know, it's I'm starting to see the uses.
You're only going to take 5 points of damage, Hjalmar, as it kind of bats at you from atop the pillar. But you're stepping side to side as it's trying to regain its balance. You've got it kind of pushed up against the edge now. And we're back to you.
I'm going to leap in again with 2 more reckless swings of Galmaraz. 26 for the first, 27 for the second. Almost. For 37 damage. And then as a bonus action, yeah, I have key to burn. I'm gonna spend another key for another reckless flurry of blows. 22, 25 for another 19 damage. So 37 plus 19. Quick maths. 56 damage. Oh yes.
Oh, no.
The train has now left the station, and it is being run on this on this fucking abomination.
Hjalmar, you beat it senselessly. It falls back
And,
and it teeters on the edge of the pillar.
yeah, with every hit, I'm trying to push it back onto that edge that's teetering.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm shit talking. No wonder you fell to this place. You are the weak one of our kind. You don't deserve the power that's here. Let me put you out of your misery. Die honorably.
Does 20 hit?
Yes, 20 hits because my AC is 20.
Alright, make a grapple check.
But I'm gonna be a dickhead, and I'm gonna do that as a reaction. My aura raise, and my AC is 24 for this moment. So that 25 hits. That 25 hits, and that's
Well,
it.
that's the only one that needs to really hit. Okay, so you're gonna take 4 points of damage and make a grapple check.
15. Or wait, grapple or strength?
No, you're good. You're good. Yelmar, this thing, you step onto the pillar with it, and as you're fighting it, you beat it back senselessly, just further and further back against the edge. The gaping dragon, barely managing to hold on to the pillar now. It sends out one last whipping claw at you, but you just shout at it, and your aura repels the claw. As it staggers back now, you drive your hammer one last time into its midsection, and suddenly you feel the pillar begin tilting as the thing grabs onto the very edge. Make one last athletics check.
Now. 19.
Alright, Omar. As you step off of the pillar with the last of your weight, go ahead.
I'm gonna turn. Could I assist the pillar in tipping?
Yeah.
I want to give it a lift.
What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm just gonna badass slow walk and then drop off the edge of the pillar and then turn, and then I'm gonna put Galmaraz on the floor right next to me, and then just both hands. I'm just gonna fucking wretch this pillar the rest of the way upwards over the fucking end.
Right. As the thing tries to climb up the pillar, you bend down and with all your might lift it up, and eventually the pillar begins tilting, and as the thing it like almost reaches, you can see one clawed hand an inch away from the edge, and then the pillar drops. And you hear the dismayed cries of this thing as it falls down into the depths.
I'm gonna step forward to the edge, and as I look over, I'm going to say, "You fell to the darkness, but I've brought you back to the light." And then I'm just gonna like hold one hand out behind me backwards, and Galmaraz is just gonna right into my hand.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna fucking walk up to inspect if the bauble or trinket is still there on the ground.
It is. It's got like a tiny little bit of acid on it, but that's fine.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pick it up and brush it off, try and see what it is.
It seems to be a similar blue gem to what was sticking out of the door in the center.
Wonder what this could do.
As you touch it, though, as you touch it, Yomar, you start getting these you get the sense that history resides in these crystals. I mean, some kind of memories or fragments or some kind of subconscious thought made into solid form.
Like that temple outside of Barboza.
You remember the blue crystals, don't you?
Yes.
This is like a small fragment of that. As you hold it up in your hand, you get visions. In a land you don't recognize, surrounded by huge towering structures, bright lights, metallic contraptions that move and fly, and there's a constant din of noise. The stars are dim. You can barely see them. Standing in a very fancy room with a huge window overlooking what seems to be some kind of city. Four shadowy figures stand. They seem kind of deformed. They're definitely not human. One of them you can clearly make out as some kind of stone man. He's round and huge, and his voice is gruff and violent. And as they stand together, you can hear them talking quietly together. The others are shrouded in darkness, but you can hear their raised voices, and they seem to be arguing. Three of them step out of the room, and all that's left is one. He stares out of the window, and you can see some kind of flying contraptions overhead. There's dozens of them made of metal, flying in one direction towards the horizon. And in one direction you can make out a bright light, like a far horizon light, made of pure gold that you can't make out. Eventually this vision fades away and you find yourself back in the stone room.
Hjalmar look around. He's used to these crystals from that temple, so he knows that these hold truth to them. And in Hjalmar's mind, he believes in his people, and the crystals showed him visions of how his people were. So these crystals are showing him something. So, yeah, he's now confirmed. So, there is something next. Well,
this might be your first real glimpse at another world. Whatever you're looking at is clearly not from this place.
No, this is Hjalmar's confirmation right here.
Right.
This is the confirmation. I don't know. This is going to seal that swirling doubt that we talked about at the beginning of this. Yeah, Hjalmar he's going for the next world now.
I guess now that you know it really exists, now that you've seen it with your own eyes.
Yes. Hjalmar is he sees it, he believes.
Well, there you go. That would be the first time you've seen the other world with your own eyes.
And actually kind of understand it to a degree. Alrighty. Yeah, Hjalmar's going to pocket this gem for now then. I'm going to give one last glance around this. I'll walk to the center and give one last glance for baubles. I'll even jump as high as I can up into the air.
Hjalmar, you're fairly certain that thing isn't dead. However, it's far down below in the pits, and you don't get the sense that it's trying to come back up. You sense other life down there, but it's the dark, scary kind of life that you don't want to bring to the light of day.
No, that creature has descended into the darkness for the last time. Hjalmar believes. So he is going to head back on out to the main central room. Now knowing what this blue crystal did, Hjalmar is going to walk cautiously towards the door with the crystal, the other blue gem in it. And before touching, he's going to look at it. Is there any type of etchings, carvings, writings in the surface of this door? It's just this gem.
It's just a gem.
Hopefully curiosity doesn't kill this cat. Yeah, Hjalmar's just kind of, not even roughly for once in his life, just reach out a hand and see what just touching this gem does.
This time when you touch the gem, Hjalmar, you get very panicked. You can feel the emotion of just this pure panic and desperation. You find yourself in a grass field in front of what seems to be some kind of cement building. It's huge, and around you can see all sorts of normal humans wearing very strange looking clothing. You can see them frantically moving around. Many of them, there's flashing lights, red and blue, all over the place. Many of them are speaking to each other, and some are setting up teams. There are different stations all around the field. As you listen, you hear one man. What do you mean? What do you mean we can't get inside? I don't know. He's shut down the computers. All of the doors have been overridden and the window shutters have been activated. There's no overriding this. He has full control of the system. Damn it! Shut down the wires. Make sure it can't get to the internet. We're going to have to send in a team. Damn it! Damn it! We have to get those children out of the building. It's impossible. There's no way in. This behavior continues for some time. Eventually, a man in a black trench coat, black rimmed glasses, his hair is very neat and orderly. He's got blonde hair. He approaches one of the stations near you and he's looking at the building with a grim look on his face. What's happening now? Sir, it seems that the first team has been destroyed. Deus has taken complete control over the system, and we're not sure we can... He raises a hand. It's alright. We're going to send in the second team now. It's only going to be 3 people. 3 people? The last team consisted of 30, and they failed! He puts a hand on the man's shoulder. No more, Sergeant. You have your orders. If we fail here, the entire world will be destroyed, so we will not fail. Understood? The sergeant calms down and nods, and then turns back, and all you see, as the vision fades, is this huge concrete building in the distance, completely locked down. And the vision fades.
Note. Before it fades, I was trying to stay silent just to listen to all that. Is it like, remember how in the ones when we interacted with them in the temple, we were almost like we became a part of the vision, as in we could remember like Hjalmar got fucking tossed around a village, you know?
Yeah, I remember.
So could Hjalmar, while that was happening, walked around, and you said he like walked up to a station. Like so Hjalmar doesn't know what the fuck computers, internet, he doesn't know what any of that is. So he walked up to a station. Were they interacting with it?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people using. I mean, it's not just computers. They seem to have these electronics built into their heads. It's very advanced stuff
and it looks like Siam's shit, right?
You could maybe draw a connection.
Okay. Well, remember Siam let
Siam
Hjalmar
has a very unique piece of equipment.
Yeah, remember he let Hjalmar try on the mask one time?
Yeah.
We were all fucking... It was in Barboza. We were drinking and fucking around.
It'd probably be the same language.
Yeah, so does it look like that same screen interface and everything?
That's not how technology works, so no, it doesn't. But it does have the same language.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's second confirmation. Yeah, Hjalmar's fucking... All right. So, yeah, observing that, after that vision fades, it's less jarring for Hjalmar. He's actually kind of wanting to find more of these gems.
As you look, though, yeah, there's a recess for the second gem underneath the first one on the door.
So, 1 + 1 makes 2. Hjalmar's going to put the other gem in there.
All right. As soon as you do, you hear a clicking noise, and suddenly the stone door begins raising slowly up from the floor.
Finally, a door I didn't have to fail to lift. And Hjalmar will walk through.
Hjalmar, you feel that empty glass. Now you see the corpse before you. It's a huge skeleton bent over in a chair. He seems to have maybe sealed himself in this room for reasons you don't understand. There's no markings or any real reasoning to this. There's just a random chamber in this mountain, and inside of it is one of your people, his long dead skeleton. And in his hand he clutches a small blue fragment, although this one seems to be dulled or inert.
Hjalmar's gonna walk up, and he remembers his last interaction with one of his kind in this. Well, that one was still semi-living, the one he interacted with before,
Mm-hmm.
but this one's not. Um, Assuming this is Worth. This is just Hjalmar assuming right now. So
Mm-hmm.
Hjalmar's gonna walk up and, oh, Worth, what have they brought you down to? And still maintaining eye contact with the eye sockets as if there are eyes in the skeleton, Hjalmar's going to reach for the hand for the shard.
As soon as you do, your eyes open in a different place. You find yourself on the desert island that Power and Rage call home. The very first thing you see is Power standing before you. You seem to be either bent over on your knees, and instead, as soon as you look up, you see Power's massive hand come down and bash you across the face. It sends you flying about 15 feet along the dirt and the sand. You look back and you hear Power's voice. You would be another one to leave, to forsake our island and our people. You too. Hjalmar, as this from your perspective, you're actually able to answer if you so choose.
Um,
If you don't want to, that's fine.
all right. No. I'm going to play this out. We've been stuck in this cycle, endless. What if there's more to this? What if there's something out there? Some meaning? Would you not seek that power?
Do you remember what the guy was called in the desert? What I named that one?
Are you talking about when we went in the temple and the temple became that
No,
great
the
desert?
no when Bernard died.
Oh shit! No, I can't remember.
Yeah, it's
I
been a while. I don't remember his name. The forgotten one. He
no,
says,
yeah, because at first we thought he was the dark one, but he wasn't the dark one because the dark one was Rage, as it turned out. Yeah, no, so it must have been the forgotten one.
I think it was Torpor or something. I don't know. Power looks down at you and he says, "The others that have left, they have all learned. There is nothing more. You were made to serve a purpose. You will serve your purpose in one way or the other. I will not stop you, but you will find that your fate outside of these beaches, outside of this island, will be worse than the one waiting for you here. Such is my power that I foresee it."
Well, inevitably, I hope I prove my worth. Oh god, I had to end with that.
Fucking kill yourself. Alright.
Tying the noose now.
You can watch Worth. He abandons the island. You're not the only one with this idea, and Worth, from his perspective, you can see the people, even before Rage's insurrection, were not content. They trusted power, and many believed in Rage. But to be constrained to the island with their abilities, with the knowledge that other people existed and that the world could be taken by them, it drove some of them to dark thoughts. Some fled the island. Some joined with rage. Some tried to join with power and defend and keep the others there. One in particular flung herself off from the cliffs when it appeared that there was no other options. In a flash, you watch the great pride of the island diminish and fall into decay. This gem goes inert now. However, you sense that there's still some lingering power to it, something more.
Is the vision ended?
Yeah. Yes.
Looking at the skeleton remains of Worth, it seems that you did serve a purpose in the end. You brought me knowledge. For that, perhaps you are Worth. And when Hjalmar interacted with that other one, there was like a kind of like a energy transfer thing that the other one did to Hjalmar. Hjalmar's going to try and see if he can maybe replicate that feeling with his energy.
You try to, and with the stone, you feel that there is energy. Like you feel Worth's energy in the stone. You feel like there's something left inside it, but as you try as you might, right now you can't access it.
I was gonna see if Hjalmar could, because that other one he met gave Hjalmar his energy, and that gave Hjalmar the shockwave punch. I was gonna see if Hjalmar could try and Dragon Ball when they, he was still alive. But I'm gonna see if I could use my energy and see if I can.
I know what you're saying, man, but I'm saying not right now.
All right. So for now I'll just pocket that blue crystal, and I will actually remove the skull from Worth's skeleton, and I will take that as well.
That's okay.
It RP purposes. It's not a fuck.
You realize we're in Warhammer, right?
Yeah, no. Skulls. That is the theme.
Oh, I don't want to be a Chaos Knight. Oh, but skulls for the Skull Throne, lol.
No, you'll see.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I'm gonna bring it to the top of the mountain. Worth is gonna complete his journey. He brought Hjalmar this far with knowledge, so Hjalmar is gonna
do what you're gonna
turn the favor for another brave one of his kind.
What would you like to do now?
The only other option is to head towards the spooky chain link metal staircase that just defies all imagination,
reasoning, and logic.
How are things made this way? Who makes things
Who made this out here? Why is there a mountain with a chain link fence here?
It does not fit. But
there's no reason for this to be here.
And seeing as to how Hjalmar's never encountered a chain link fence, his first instinct, because it is chain link the way it is, he's going to try and separate. He's going to try and just rip it open.
I imagine for like a couple seconds, Hjalmar's standing there trying to untie the knot.
Trying to undo each.
He like goes down and bites it and like tries to wrench it. And then eventually he just rips it in half.
Yeah, I'm just going to fucking... just try and rip the fucking
every time you step, you dent the stairs.
Great.
All right.
On record, Hjalmar is 6'7", 320 pounds.
I know. This building wasn't made to code. Hjalmar.
Who made these doorways so low?
Hjalmar, you climb higher and higher. You see strange things that you can't really explain or define to a normal person like me or you. You pass through floors of what look like offices, inert computers and office chairs, desks. The stone wall contrasts with these rooms that seem to be as if ripped out of some other place or time.
Hjalmar's he's starting to notice. I guess he would notice furniture and stuff from the first crystal, and then the computers he would.
Yeah, you can tell that this is all from some other strange place.
Yeah, no, he's literally like mind blown, but he's becoming more reassured because of it in a way. It's almost a comfort to him to see that maybe there
Bernard was right.
no, there's a chance to actually because no, it's inevitable. The end times. No, it's Warhammer World is ending.
Mm-hmm.
That's inevitable. Hjalmar can see the fucking lines.
You're right.
He can feel the forces moving. He's been to the warp. He knows that regular people do not stand a chance.
And eventually, Hjalmar, at the very top of the staircase, some kind of metal door. You push it open and it leads up another small set of stairs until eventually you find yourself at the very top. The peak is massive, circular, with many. They seem to be kind of stone beds, not beds, but like grooves in the stone rise, lifted up. There seems to be dozens of them. The storm overhead, the sky is green and black, and lightning streaks down every couple of seconds. At the very center of the peak is a floating blue complete crystal. However, it seems to be missing one jagged edge on its side.
Okay. Pulling the skull of Worth out of Hjalmar's. Well, yeah, Hjalmar does have a bag of holding now, or did get one forever ago. Yeah, so pulling the skull of Worth out, the skull of Worth. Hjalmar is gonna set it. He's gonna find like a nice, I don't know, outcrop of the rocks, and he's gonna set the skull facing the gem, just so Worth could look upon what was at the summit. Well, I'm guessing if he had a shard, he might have been already up here, but still, it's the thought that counts.
Mm-hmm.
This is Hjalmar's way of honoring
I get you.
his sacrifice. So, yeah, Hjalmar's going to do that with the skull, and then he's going to take the shard, the little shard that he has left, and walk up to the massive one.
All right.
Try his best not to fuck it up.
Hjalmar, you place the gem back into its place, and you see the crystal light up a bright blue. Suddenly, the entire area begins to shift. It's a much more intense feeling than the other crystals. It's nauseating. You feel yourself being pulled in multiple directions. You feel like your entire being, your spirit's been shifted through some kind of tunnel. Everything's wrong, Hjalmar. You're not sure if this was a good idea.
Shit.
There's nothing you can do about it. So,
fuck, I was about to say.
No, there's nothing you can do.
Could we retcon a short rest?
You could not.
Fuck. Yep. Too late. I didn't even think about that. Damn it.
Suddenly the spinning stops, and you find yourself. You at some point you had fallen to your knees from dizziness. As you look up, it takes you a moment to process the scene, but you hear a voice behind you that says, "Child, sit. Be silent. We are in the presence of gods." You look back and you can see one of your people. He's got flowing blonde hair. He's huge and muscular. He's wearing beast furs. And as you look at him, he gives you bright blue eyes. He gives you a knowing look. And then you turn back to the rest of the circle. Atop the mound, you can see dozens upon dozens of elder dragons. They sit in their own respective positions. In front of them, maybe one or two representatives. They seem either humans or elves. They're dressed in strange black clothes. We would know them as suits and ties. Each dragon seems to be represented in its own space. And then you look far across on the other end of the circle, on the other end of all of the dragons, it seems like, is the Golden One. In front of him, he has a representative as well, in a black suit. Castor stands in front of the Golden One on his mound. He's got his arms crossed, and the dragons are quiet. You hear in a strange language, but you can understand it due to the nature of the vision. And he can change the world as he sees fit. His powers have surpassed that of a god, that of the spirit of the nature that you are supposed to represent. By the chance of your birth, you were given scales of gold. By the nature of this corrupted magic world, you were given powers far beyond your lot. You are a dragon, nothing more. Other dragons roar and murmur their assent. But the Golden One, he's back there. And I'm just to give you scale, they're like skyscrapers. They're immensely huge dragons. You feel as though an ant surrounded by people. And the dragon in his voice that's so loud and so heavy that it hurts to listen to. There is no such things as gods. And there is no such thing as what you might call magic. I worship none. I follow none. I create as I see it, for that is my ability. If you too were meant to have such abilities, you too would shape the earth. You too would use this power. And now that I have used it, now that you see what it can be used for, you would have me stop. But do you not understand that you cannot stop me? There is no stopping what I am. To stop me would be to stop time itself, to stop the flow of the river. You understand time not as it is, but as you want it to be. I am the master of that flow. You should be kneeling before me. Hjalmar, as you watch, you can't make out much of it, and sometimes the dragons switch into their own language, this booming, roaring scream that it's very painful to listen to. And this seems to go on for some time, until eventually it seems that they've come to a decision. A few more words are exchanged, and a grim understanding is come to. And then the dragons together begin to sing. A haunting song, one that shakes the mountaintops and creates the storm above. You look around and you can see the wind swirling around. Rips in time and space begin forming in the air. As if fireflies floating through the air, you can see little portals, little holes into different dimensions. The entire mountain peak becomes an unstable vortex of chaotic chaos, time, energy. The Golden One opens his mouth in response, and he seems to be holding. Against all of these other elder dragons, he alone stands before them, and his voice is mightier, it's louder, it's more destructive. It's only through the combined effort of the dragons, every dragon, that a massive vortex opens up at the center of the circle. The Golden One fights for what seems like hours, but as the storm picks up strength, Eventually, you can see the Golden One begins losing. Caster now seems panicked, and the Golden One, as his song begins to die down, a vortex begins pulling him in towards the center where the portal opened up. He screams, and he says, "You think you can get rid of me, but I am time itself. I have already won. I have already returned. You have already lost, and I will not forget." He lets out one more pained, miserable scream before the massive dragon is brought into the portal. The portal shifts, and you see Caster. He's sucked in as well, screaming. The portal begins to close, however, some kind of problem occurs. You see the mountain begin shaking, shifting, and you believe, as the vision fades away, Worth, he puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, "Do you see? Do you see that the bridge that they have created? Do you see what small opening they've provided?" Oh, let's see there.
Yeah, oh, you didn't. Yes, I see. What does it mean, though?
He turns to you and he says, "Meaning, well, I believe it means that the gods are not all as they seem. It seems that, well, perhaps power was..." And he trails off. He doesn't say anything else.
Perhaps power was right.
He grimaces and he says, "I left because I refused destiny. And yet here I am, before you."
You left because you walked towards destiny. Destiny is not something that's just laid out. It's a we. We find it and it finds us. When I begun this journey, I was nothing more than a mere large boy, the son of a woodsman. My family was slain by raiders. I felt helpless because I believed I would. Because I believed that time destiny said that we die this way. And then destiny changed for me. I was a madman for a minute, a bloodthirsty savage, ruthless murderer, pillager. I took what I wanted, without thought to the other. But why? Because I was better? Because I deserved it because of my strength? Or because my own destiny that I was forming? Destiny may be laid out before us, but we don't have to walk it. We will meet it in the end, but how we get there, that's what we determine. And then Hjalmar will look at him. That's our work.
"You are, perhaps, the last one who has any semblance of choice left. You will carry the torch into the future, and our blood will continue with you. That is your charge. That is what I ask of you. Even if this world should fall, you must continue."
I will go to what comes next, I will see this new world,
Then
and they will answer for what they have done to us, what
this
they have done to the Golden One.
despair's sacrifice was not in vain. Suddenly, Hjalmar, you feel Worth's power flow into you. It's blinding, and the storm above you rages in tempests. A cyclone drops down around you. You can feel lightning arcing into your body, streaking, and with Worth's power coursing into you, it's as if you're a new man. Hjalmar, I am granting you the ability of flight.
Fuck yes.
You now have abilities similar to Rage, which means that you can pretty much get to wherever you need to be on the planet in a day or two.
Nice. That's fucking awesome.
Rage
Yeah.
jumped from the island in the middle of the ocean near Oathwan to the Empire, Altdorf, in about 16 hours. Powered it in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, Power's he's Power Daddy.
It's
right
something
now.
else, but now you have that ability. You have flight equal to your movement speed.
Fuck yes, that's fucking awesome.
The way your flight works is that it's a combination of the Golden One's energy and Worth's lightning abilities.
Okay,
As you fly, lightning arcs off of you, kind of flying into the ground and all around you. And then as you're flying, you're making yourself like an electric bullet, essentially.
that's awesome.
On top of that, I'm going to give you an extra cast of that chain lightning ability from Galmarez.
Nice.
And those are the two abilities that you're going to get from Worth here. Eventually, the tempest dies down and you find yourself alone. As you look up, the skies begin to clear. Lightning no longer falls down over the mountain, no longer falls over Dragon's Moot. This mountain, you now realize, exists in two places at once. Where the other place is, you're not sure, but this power-up grants you mental clarity. You look across, and you know where Gelt is. You can see him in his towers in Altdorf. You look across, and you can see where Bernard is. You can see his massive chaotic energy building. You can almost look and see the green slime of Bretonia. You can almost look and see the green hordes of Skaven marching underneath the mountains. You can feel these things. It's as if the world has truly become visible to you for the first time. It's a enlightenment, as you would say. So you can ask me, where's Bernard, where's Gelt, where's this, where's that. I'll be able to tell you, because now you have pretty omnipotent abilities, thanks to Worth and this upgrade.
That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, and I'm up on top of the mountain right now still, right?
Yeah, I don't want to say it outright, but I'll just say it. It seems as though you've absorbed the storm above you. You've taken it into your body.
That's juicy. That fits the theme very well. Yes. I like this. Yeah, now that if I know directions, then yeah, I guess now is time for Hjalmar to take flight with the power of flight for the first time. Is the ghostly visage of Worth still there? Or wait, no, I absorbed him.
It fades. It fades rapidly as you absorb him. Yeah.
Okay, so I will look towards the skull of Worth that is now sitting up there on top of the mountain, and I will not fail you. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. And with that, Hjalmar's just going to run towards the edge and leap and take off towards Gelt.
So you do. You soar through the air, Hjalmar. Lightning streaking down. Every time you pass through a cloud, the gap you leave creates thunder behind you. Also, I didn't say this, but keeping in with rage and power, here's the thing. Every time you take off, in the surrounding area, the sky lights up gold.
Okay.
So it's like a good couple miles across. You're not quite up to the level of rage and power yet. Rage and power, when they take off, most of the time you can see it in the sky, no matter
Like
where
on
you
the
are.
horizon. Yeah, on the horizon.
Like, remember what happened when Marienburg? That happened a lot.
Yeah.
Marienburg and Altdorf, that both happened. So, you can now fly, Hjalmar. You streak through the skies, flying back towards Altdorf. Hiya, hitchara.
Oh man, that was good. That was fucking good. Yeah. Take off towards Gelt because Gelt's a loose end now. Shit. Gelt will be an obstacle. No, he won't. I don't think so. We'll see. Because I don't know. I didn't fucking jump on the opportunity to do the solo sessions before this battle in the north and everything, but I don't know, as far as I am understanding, or at least Hjalmar is understanding, that the relationship between him and Gelt as it was left when he left for the north to fight.
Well, you kind of went in with a premise of saving the world.
Yeah.
Now that you've decided to not do that, it kind of makes the Battle of Altdorf seem kind of pointless.
It does, indeed. Because there was a different interpretation when the Golden One told
Some
Hjalmar
people
at
might
the
call
time.
this an excuse.
No. I'm fucking RPing.
Okay,
I'm RPing.
all right, yeah.
In
Your
Hjalmar's mind-
different interpretation led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands. That's
Well, in Hjalmar's mind, Power was telling him he had free will, and Hjalmar was like, "Wait, I've had free will this whole time."
yeah, that was a lie.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think
he
very many people in this setting have free will.
I don't know. It fits. No, nobody has free will. But I'm saying, like, what happened with Hjalmar kind of fits the theme that it seems like keeps happening to his people, where they go through these cycles of they have this ability, they want to use it, they
Mhm.
use it wrongly,
Or they try to break out of their destiny and find themselves just smack right back into it.
That's what keeps happening with Hjalmar, and I'm liking that. He's
It's your people's
evolution.
curse.
It's evolution. Yeah, it really is. It's a fucking curse.
It's your
It's-
people's sacred curse.
It's the fucking Dark Hado. That's what it is.
The secret of the heart. Oh my god.
The Dark Hado,
Shoryuken.
pretty much. You got fucking Goki, who is power, and then you've got fucking Akuma, who is rage,
Yeah.
and then fucking Hjalmar's Ryu.
So I
In the
dumped a
middle.
good amount of Shadowrun plot right here.
No, Hjalmar grasped the concept now of there is.
You're the second person to have seen the Dragon Moot. Do you want to guess who the first person was?
Bernard.
Nope. Brody.
Oh shit! Is that what he saw?
Brody saw the Dragon Moot at the very beginning of the campaign.
Wow.
He saw the
That was-
entire thing at the very beginning.
You know what? He held onto that info. I will give that to him. Even if he didn't understand the significance
Yeah.
of it,
He
he held on to that.
I don't think
info.
he. Yeah, well, that's basically it. I'm just saying the Dragon Moot is an extremely important event. I would say it is the important event of the setting.
Well, that's what caused. Well, as
It
Hjalmar
caused
would
Warhammer,
interpret it.
essentially, yeah.
That's as Hjalmar would interpret it.
If
That's
you
the
think
beginning of the
about
world.
it, the only reason the Golden One is here, now you know that he was sent away from wherever he was from.
Yeah.
His soul was split up during this, and the souls went into the people on the island. The only reason that happened was because of the Dragon Moot.
Yeah, no, Hjalmar kind of has the full grasp of the story now because he's seen bits and pieces across the
Yeah.
time.
You
of
have
his
you have
build.
kind of more information than Bernard right now. As far as like the meta story goes.
It's okay. It doesn't involve fucking taking slimes and sticking fucking green
I
stones.
know,
in
so
him,
he's not
I'm sure he
interested.
doesn't care. Yeah.
I can't torture people like this? Oh well.
What? I'm not destroying a country right now? Fuck, this is boring.
Fucking bullshit.
Oh. No, this was a fucking good solo session for Hjalmar. No, as a character now, I'm gonna start holding myself as Ellis accountable to playing Hjalmar up to these new values I'm trying to lay down for him.
Now you can fly. Now you can fast travel.
Yeah, now I have fucking
Now you don't have to rely on Bernard for teleportation
I have-
anymore.
I have omnipotent perception now.
You
as
do.
well.
It's not perfect. But,
No, not perfect, but
you know, I want you to think like
You
Goku
didn't-
in original Dragon Ball after he drinks the super magic water.
Oh yeah. Now he could just see the flow of ki.
I think I can sense his power level.
You didn't mention seeing power or rage though, so can I see if Hjalmar was to
Oh
look
yeah,
towards
You can.
where he thinks the island is, does he see like
Yes, you do. It would be one of the easiest things to sense the power and
Yep.
rage on that island.
okay.
You have a natural calling back to that island.
I know right now I can go home.
You literally could. You could if you wanted to.
Actually,
I don't think it'd be a good
this-
idea.
No, it probably wouldn't because no, that would be a Hjalmar would go to jail. They'd be like, "Hey, a stray has come home. Let's fucking beat this puny one
Who's
up."
this fucking runt?
Pretty much.
Do you even lift, kid?
I know.
Nice shirt.
Thanks. It glows and it keeps me from getting hurt sometimes.
This faggot gets hurt. Huh.
Oh,
This guy actually has a stat block. What a nerd.
What a nerd. You probably have a level, don't you? Let me guess. Sub 15.
We don't even have challenge ratings.
Oh god, they're all just pillar men.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead.
Aye.
Dun, 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 dun. That's gonna be the first song you hear when we land on the island.
Oh my
Ay,
god.
ay, ay, ay. Dun, 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 dun. Power has awakened me.
I just expect Power to come out all Gorger Lord. The Gorger Lord. He has his stomach is rock hard,
So-
but flat.
The party walks up to the golden one. And he's like, "Do any of you happen to be a powerful wizard?"
Wizard.
And Bernard's like, "I am a
I
powerful
am a
wizard.
powerful wizard.
Can you make us a portal to another dimension?" "Of course I can."
Oh my god, that's my favorite out of all of the fucking text to speech.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
the best one.
best one. That is the best one.
It's just so perfect.
Oh my god.
All right, end recording.